It doesn't matter even if I agree with you, the Monroe did something wrong, there's still a valid suspension from the Secretary of State. But you have to deal, but you can't deal with that here. Well, whether or not you can make that argument to them is based on the discussion we have. You want to have that discussion now, we can have it. If you want to present to the jury what you claim was wrong in Monroe that led to an improper judgment that went to a Secretary of State suspension, if you want to argue that to the jury, we'll discuss whether or not that should be in front of the jury today, right now. Is that your argument? Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want to, I tried to put in my words what you're trying to do. Do you want to put it in your own words so I can give Madam Prosecutor a chance to respond? Ms. Caitlin Foley, did you have conversation?
Yeah, we need to have a resolution for your child.
Okay. What is it?
Vehicle license suspended, you will be dispensing from the operating infraction vehicle as well as the unlawful use of license plate.
Okay. Mr. Blades, correct? You understand your rights and the options those rights present? You understand the possible penalty of the charge is up to 93 days in jail, up to $500 fines plus court costs? And that's the deal you want to make today? Did you drive a vehicle in Huron Township on November 29, 25? At the time, was your license showing as suspended, revoked, or denied from Secretary of State's records? Are you satisfied with the plea? I'll accept the plea to count 1, dismiss counts 2 and 3. Mr. Blades, let's talk about your financial situation. Are you working? Yes? Where do you work? I'm sorry, say it again. Bomar? Cromar. Where are they at and what do they do? Okay, how long have you been with the company? Full-time job? Full-time job? And, all right, anything else you want me to consider before I sentence you? Yeah, lean up, yeah. Tell me about it. In a word? Go ahead. Okay.
I have bills, I have friends, I have children, but I don't have a lot of playtime. I have to get back and forth to work. So that's what the gas prices.
Give me an idea. What kind of shift are you on? What kind of schedule? 2 p.m. to 10 p.m.? How many hours a week you're working? Okay, well, what's a minimum in a week? I mean, like 35, 40 every week, or it could be 0 to 40?
I get regular work days. How many hours I'm working.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this. Well, let me tell you this. We've got other files in this building. One of them goes back to 10 years old, 2016. Currently, you owe us over $3,000. I don't see any attempts to make any payments on these. Okay. All right. So yeah, well, I'm not gonna pay a clerk to process a dollar payment. I mean, that's a net loss to the building. So I've got some options. Well, first of all, let's talk about the old money before we talk about today's file. On the $3,000, yeah, you guys don't have to stick around for this if you don't want to. For the $3,000, I can send you down and we can put you on the work program. Unfortunately, that means you got to be out here because we don't do the work program in Monroe. I can give you work days, which means you pick the days. The days you pick, you have to be here at 8 o'clock in the morning to go out with the crew. Or I can give you some community service hours, which means you work with a charity, nonprofit registered with the IRS. You can work off our list, or you can find someplace closer to Monroe County or, closer to home, but it's got to be an IRS registered nonprofit organization. You have to do X number of hours, document it on their official letterhead so we can confirm it with them and document that or present that to the court. So those are options how we can pay off that $3,000. All right. So I'm going to send you downstairs on the $3,000, I'm going to send you downstairs to talk options. All right, so on today's file, normally I sentence $500 on this. So I'll do, let's see, 4 days. What is today? Early. July 10th. All right, so on today's file, it's $500 or 4 days on the work program or 30 hours community service. One of those three has to be done between now and July 10th on today's file. You understand that? You want to do work program? Set that up downstairs. All right. And as far as the 3,000, they'll talk about your options down there, whether or not you want to do work days, charity hours, some combination, they'll work something out. Understand that work program days are assessed as an alternative to jail. That means if we give you a schedule, we expect you to be here, because if we give you that seat, we can't give it to somebody else. All right. So if we give you a schedule and you don't show up for one of those days, we'll give you, hold on, we'll give you a reschedule once. After that, you're probably doing the jail days. I can't hear you. The work program isn't, I just said that. Work program is done here. You have to, if you pick work program, you got to be here at 8 o'clock in the morning. I can't do it. I can't do it in Monroe County. My work program runs my 5 communities. I don't send a crew to Monroe County. The charity hours you can do in Monroe, but those aren't 4 days. Those are hours. Charity is hours. Work program is days, just like jail is days. So if you want to do the charity, go downstairs and talk about that.
The charity, that's not.
So on today's file, that means 30 hours between now and July 10th, documented by July 10th. Clear? Okay, go on downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can bring them. Yeah, please. So Lisa, it's so screwed up down there because the court users didn't have much input. So for example, they had electrical outlets in the jail cells. They had porcelain toilets in the jail cells. The jurors in the circuit court, they seat 14 because a felony jury is 12 plus they have 2 alternates. So they seat 14. When they put them in the jury deliberation room, there's 1 toilet available. So if they take a bathroom break, one of the judges told me, he said, it takes me half hour, 45 minutes because my staff literally has to spread out throughout the building to find the jurors. Just, it's ridiculous. Well, that's nice. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Stay safe, Officer Hayden. Have a good day, Lisa. Okay, that's an absolute hoot. Is that the last one?
The last one.
I have been doing jury trials since 1999. I've never had everybody walk in and sit on one side of the room. Never. Not one time. You? Literally, it is never, that's why I was waiting for that last guy. It has never happened ever.
Well, judges, as far away from the jury box, you know,
No, because I can guarantee there's at least one person in there that wanted to sit on the jury today. Who are you? There's always 1 or 2 that say, yeah, I want to sit. Sorry, buddy. All right, so you're not sitting today. So you're still under my court order going, this is kind of fun for me, so you're stuck. So how many of you serve on a jury somehow? Okay. Oh, I got you to put your hand up again. Where did you serve? No, for criminal.
I believe it was a criminal.
3 days or more. Oh, you're really lucky. Yeah, yeah. Good experience? Yeah. Okay, probably the one thing. Who else? You had your hand up. Where at? Criminal case, how long was that? Yeah, yeah. Positive or negative? Okay, who else? Where at? Both? Downtown, Circle, how long? Okay, positive or negative? Okay, and here was one big problem. Yeah, and I know that's possible. You did have a big part. I mean, right there, you're starting to go right there. Who else? Where else? Criminal case, how long? That's a long one. Yeah. Where were you working at the time? That's all right, so did it work with you?
Yeah, I got paid for it.
Okay, okay. Yeah, positive or negative experience?
It's the drag.
Yeah, yeah. Who else? Background, no?
Up in Riverview, Woodhaven, downtown.
All right, so 3 jurors,
3 times 5.
and you got seated all 3 times? Or you just got to list 2,
2 of the 3.
but you got seated twice? Okay, positive, negative? Overall? Ambivalent? Okay, anybody else, sir? All right, now how many, when you got noticed that you had to be here today, 5?
No longer
Be honest.
this week.
Be honest, okay, have you ever served? Have you ever served? Right, my experience, like I said, I've been doing this a long time, my experience, most people are like, oh, I don't wanna go, because they've never done it. And I understand that, because we're asking you to come in and work with a bunch of strangers to do a job you've never been trained to do. Okay, and let's face it, you don't make any money on it, unless your employer pays you, and lucky. I don't even know what we'll pay you now, I think if you're here, you get like $30 a mile or something stupid. And every year in the legislature, somebody says, hey, we should pay jurors more money. And so it's, that's a great idea. Where will it come from? Never. First of all, I appreciate you being here today. And I'll tell you what happened. This guy decided he wanted to put himself, and he's done it before, in this building, unsuccessfully. He was charged with robot license suspended, registration plate violation with the third one. Was it no insurance?
Improper plate.
Improper plate? Okay, I forgot to ask Caitlin. Ask Caitlin to talk to me before she leaves, because I want to ask her. So we filed a motion 3 months ago, probably. And I thought we argued this out that day, but this morning he talked about he wanted to bring in court rules to the jury. I'm like, well, what court rule do you want to talk about? He said 2.15. Well, 2.15 is civil process. It's how Visa sues you if you're not paying credit card bill. It's the process they have to go through to get this case started. I'm like, well, that's not what we're here for. This is a criminal case. This isn't a criminal case. Well, I assure you, it's a 93-day misdemeanor. That makes it crime. Did we not argue 2.105 last time he was here?
He did not. You're right.
So anyhow, my memory, I was getting too much. So I'm explaining to him, like, no, I'm not gonna let you talk to the jury about 2.105. It doesn't have anything to do with today. See, his argument is the reason he was suspended when Huron Township gave a ticket is because he had something going on in Monroe County. Monroe County District Court screwed something up, sent bad information to the Secretary of State, and they showed him as suspended. And I told him months ago, that may be true, but Secretary of State had taken your driving privileges away from you for whatever reason, and you were driving on the day in Huron, that means you're guilty of control license suspended revocation of act. Go ahead and set that aside, okay? Get it clear from Secretary of State, so Secretary of State sends us something that says that was an improper suspension, and then Madam Prosecutor's got something she can work with, right? But today, for some reason, he heard me, yes, because he said, well, then I need a continuance. I'm like, no way in hell are we gonna adjourn this. I got people out here waiting, they got jury trial, you would have done it. You know, it's had months to file motions, so I said, you're not, we're going forward, we're not gonna threaten, is that what your choice? Or you can go down to the prosecutor, so she gave it to me, so I'll take it. So that's why I'm not putting any of them in CK. So if you need a letter to show you were actually here today, are we going to the kiosk or downstairs?
Well, that's downstairs.
Downstairs.
I'll leave them down.
Security station, just ask Joe for your letter, he'll put your name on it, and you can show a suspicious spouse or employer or whatever, we're happy to hear you. Good news is, if you get a jury notice between now and 12 months from now, you just say, I was here, 34th District Court, because you did your job, you showed up. I mean, that's all you're required to do, show up. We don't use you, that's on us. If the federal court, that works for us again, or circuit. If the federal court sends you notice, they can care less if you were here 4 times. They don't, you can try it, don't get trumps. You can take them. I just want to confirm that. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Any questions before I take you out? Okay, all right, thanks for being here. Enjoy the resolution. Okay, so we're gonna dismiss both the original charges, and I'm gonna take a new plea to allow unlicensed driver to operate, correct?
Correct.
All right. Sir, do you understand your rights and options after speaking to counsel? You understand your rights and options after speaking to counsel? You understand the possible penalty for the added charge? Understanding all of that, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily to that added charge? All right, did you drive a vehicle in Huron on April 20, 2025 with a license that was improper or not valid?
Did you say yes? You didn't have a license at the time, no?
No license at the time?
My license is suspended this time.
Okay, it was suspended on April
Yep.
20th. All right. I'll accept your plea to the added charge, dismiss both the original charges. And are you working?
Is Judge, 25 years old, works as a recruiter for a staffing company.
Okay, good.
He's been here from Venezuela.
Okay. And what's the status of the license now?
Outstanding ticket on Lincoln Park, so once that's resolved, he should be able to get his license.
Okay. All right. Anything else I should know, Mr. Galindo, before I sentence you?
No, sir.
All right. $500 fines and costs. Can you pay that today?
Yes, sir.
All right. Go downstairs and that $500 will get you a smile from the cashier. You're all set.
Go downstairs to the kitchen, okay? All right.
Mr. Thrash? Wonderful. Counsel, your appearance?
Attorney Josh Hay, I'm with Mr. Thresh. Please state your full name just for pushing.
I love that name.
The prosecutor said the same things in my hand, that's a full name.
All right. I'm looking for the file. Tell me what we're doing.
Your Honor, we're resolving this with a plea offer. Mr. Thresh will be pleading responsible to an impeding traffic ticket on the C file. The B file, no insurance civil infraction shall be dismissed. He has insurance. The A file, the misdemeanor driving while expired, shall be dismissed. He has a valid license. That's not what you wrote.
I have no idea what that is. What's the word after impeded?
Garcia and I were doing this a second ago. Drove while license expired.
No. Here. What's that? It looks like HOHIC.
That's traffic, I guess. I see 2F.
Oh, okay.
I'm with you though, man.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, Your Honor, I'll start filling out the plea forms and have the prosecutor sign them.
All right. So we've got A, B, and C.
Response.
Yes, impeding traffic, C. All right. Is that the way you want to resolve it today? All right. So impeding traffic is 180. Can you pay that today? How much? When do you want to start? How often? Yeah, when you want to make the first one. Calendar right here, if that helps you, if you can see it. So June 2nd? And when you want to make the other 80?
4 weeks, 2 weeks. The 16th.
June 16th? All right. Don't even stick around. Don't go down and get any paperwork unless you need it to remember. If it doesn't get paid then the deal goes out. Yeah. If you want paperwork, go wait in line to get it. But if you don't need the paperwork, have a nice day. The other two charges, B and C are A and B are dismissed. You're welcome. You as well.
Yes.
See, no. Celia? Good morning.
Okay.
All right, you are going forward today without benefit of a court-appointed attorney, is that correct? And did you read your rights form?
Yes.
You understand the rights and options you have today?
Yes.
And do you understand the possible penalty for this charge? Understanding all of that, are you pleading guilty today freely and voluntarily? All right. Son or daughter?
I know.
How old?
Jesus.
6? And what's your name? Beautiful. Okay. How many days did she miss? Ooh, okay. Why?
So she got a new shirt, so she wanted to break this. Anything like that, you know, like, if they were found and I see them at all, so I let it fly. I didn't realize how many things.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% with Summit, but I think they do. Most of the schools have an online portal. So you could just go in on your phone or your laptop or whatever and check exactly what records the school has. And it's almost real time. So check with the folks at Summit and see, because that way you don't have to worry about whether or not they're contacting you and let you know what's going on. You can check and see what their records show. So you don't find out 40 days in that, oh my God, I didn't realize it was this bad. Okay. So sounds like it was mainly transportation issues because your work shift changed.
yeah, so I just didn't see them ever 3 to 11.
Right.
Time to not seeing them at all.
Yeah.
So it just kind of was like.
So what's the plan so this doesn't happen next school year?
Well, for one, I'm trying to get switched to a different shift.
Okay.
And then regardless of how I feel or, you know,
Yeah.
how she feels, just kind of focus on giving her time on the weekend. That was
Right.
so, you know, like I miss you so much.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Where you work?
works for me.
Okay.
So just getting her to school, you know, regardless of the situation. Unless she's
Right.
sick.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to send her with a fever or throwing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
The school doesn't want her then,
Yeah.
right? Get all the other kids sick. Yeah. Okay. All right. So the way this works, come on up here. I'm going to give you a card. I'm going to delay sentence. That was the deal you had with the prosecutor. I'm going to delay sentence for 12 months.
What started as a simple truancy hearing quickly turned emotional after a mother explained why her 6-year-old daughter had missed so much school. She admitted that transportation problems and difficult work schedules caused her to lose track of the attendance situation, saying she barely even got to see her child during the week. Judge Oakley listened carefully before giving advice about using the school's online system to monitor absences in real time. As the conversation continued, the judge showed sympathy for the struggles of being a working parent, while still making it clear that school attendance had to improve. In the end, he offered resources and delayed sentencing to help the family move forward.